Zion Williamson came into the NBA in 2019 as one of the most anticipated prospects ever. He was being compared to a lot of players, but no comparison was quite right due to his groundbreaking playstyle. Zion's inexplicable nature continued into the NBA, and the plays he makes are amazing to see. He has been everything fans expected. The most exciting part of this New Orleans Pelicans rebirth, alongside other players like Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. But Zion has also been the most disappointing part of this Pelicans franchise, and he has one more chance to be a part of this team's future. When you look at this Pelicans squad, two players come to mind, Zion and Ingram. Ever since he came into the NBA, Ingram has shown he has the skills to score, and after 4 years in New Orleans, he has gotten even better. He is dangerous on all three levels, everything you would want in a scorer, and what makes him even more dangerous is his ability to pass the ball, and the combination of these two just makes him a very tough cover. Zion Williamson is one of the biggest problems for defenses in the NBA. He plays at about 280 pounds, but he can also jump out of the gym. He has a power and strength that is unrelenting. He can fight through two guys at once, but even with his great size, Zion is still insanely agile, and he can handle the ball too. His ability to move with his body is both impressive and very scary. Trading for Brandon Ingram years ago, drafting for Zion, and trading for CJ McCollum are probably the three biggest moves that have gotten this team in the current position that they are in. Outside of these three main guys, New Orleans has players like Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Jonas Valanciunas, Najee Marshall, and Larry Nance Jr., who all contribute greatly to this team in many different ways. And Zion was leading this team to the first seed in the West as a strong MVP candidate early this season, before he went down with injury yet again. As much potential as this team has, the future rests on Zion's health. We started this video talking about Zion's insane expectations coming into the NBA, and how he has met them at the very least, with everything besides his health. He has had many injuries that have kept him out for long periods of time in his career. His size is great for his ability to score. He's played above 280 pounds for his whole career, and this allows him to dominate at an all-time level. He scored 1,898 paint points in his first 100 career games. Over the last 25 seasons, the only player to score that many in the paint over any 100-game span is Shaquille O'Neal. Zion also averaged 25.2 points on over 60% shooting from the field over the first 100 games of his career. The only players with those numbers over any 100-game span in the shot clock era are Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin McHale, and Wilt Chamberlain. Zion's size and athleticism is what allows him to wreak havoc in the way that he does, but it also makes it tough for him to stay healthy. He carries a lot of weight to be jumping as much as he does and to be as physical as he is. He tore his meniscus in the preseason of 2019, keeping him out for the beginning of his rookie year. In the 2021 year, Zion did end up playing 61 of 72 games for New Orleans, a great sign after an already concerning list of injury troubles. But just when things started to look up, the All-Star suffered a broken right foot in the summer, missing the entire 2022 season. His most recent injury has been his hamstring, which he hurt in a game January 2nd, which was his last game of the season. We all know Zion is great, but a future without him is increasingly likely. The Pelicans were exploring options to trade him this offseason because he just can't seem to stay on the court. Places like Charlotte or Portland were explored because of their high standing in the draft, but both franchises said no due to Zion's unreliability. The Hornets were much more interested in Brandon Ingram. A future without Zion in New Orleans would have B.I. and C.J. leading them, along with developing Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. We talked briefly about Brandon Ingram earlier, but let's go a little bit more in depth. We have gone over Zion's historic play in the paint, but Ingram is right up there with him when it comes to having the goods. He's consistently one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, and he's very poised in this area. For a lot of players, the mid-range is a lost art, but B.I. still goes there routinely, and it makes him dangerous and unpredictable. He was third for points scored in the mid-range in 2021, and he continues to be one of the best at it in the game. He is also a great three-point shooter, knocking down over 38% of his threes 3 of the last 4 seasons. Getting to the cup is also in his bag. Players must respect his shots and overall scoring ability, and he's a very willing passer, averaging close to 6 assists for the past 2 seasons. Overall, he's a stud. Players like Trey Murphy would have an increased role without Zion on the team. He averaged 16 points after Zion went down on 39% from 3. Herb Jones is another young developing guy and a monster on defense, and his focus should be overall improvement on offense, but especially from 3. A Brandon Ingram-led team would be very interesting. He averaged 26.7 points, 6.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds in 30 games after Zion went down. I mentioned a lot of great role players for this squad earlier in the video. I believe they are easily one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Jose Alvarado is a pest on defense. Najee Marshall is a good hustle guy any team would love to have. Jonas Valanciunas offers some offensive paint control when Zion isn't out there, but a lot of times the team prefers to go to Larry Nance Jr. at center. Ricky Dyson-Daniels seemed like he had some potential to be a good, consistent future rotation piece. Giving Ingram the keys completely and moving on from Zion is a very real possibility for the Pelicans, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. In my opinion, one more major injury guarantees him to be traded. Zion Williamson has one more chance to be a part of the Pelicans' future. He has been named an all-star starter, and he's easily one of the best players in the NBA, but New Orleans cannot wait forever. Zion is the main player that was supposed to lead the Pelicans into their new era without Anthony Davis, after trading him the same year Zion was drafted. But after 4 way up and way down years, the Zion era in New Orleans could be over just like that. What do you guys think? Can Zion turn things around with his health? How good can an Ingram-led Pelicans team be? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Rxkz with Hoops Times 2. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.